Well, a very fine good morning to you all. I'm in my backyard, as you can see, and welcome to Juicy Fruit Island. I just finished a few minutes ago. I'm not actually, I have two more to plant, but I just wanted to show you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. This bed is approximately 24 feet long. I have the Florida Prince Peach in the center, and I have a 20th century Asian pear on each end, and there's about 11 feet in between each one. And the peach is supposed to get to about 10 by 15 feet. I think we will probably try to trim it and keep it smaller, and about the same for the Asian pears. So even if they were to grow 5 feet this way and that grew 5 feet that way, the 10 feet, they wouldn't be touching each other. But I think we're probably going to be keeping them more in a dwarf tight little setting. Anyway, this is approximately 3 feet across, and it's just wide enough that I can not only reach across, but that I can just kind of hurdle it. I can jump across if I need to. I'm old, but I can still jump. What can I say? So in between, we have, because it's called Juicy Fruit, I have tomatoes planted, and these are Principale Borghese is the name of it. It came from Baker's Creek. It's an heirloom seed. What else can I tell you? The fruit is 1 to 2 ounces. And if you go to the grocery store and you buy Roma tomatoes, they're usually in that 2 ounce for a small size. They can go up to about 4 ounces if you happen to be at a grocery store that has the big ones. And so I have 12 of those planted, and I've planted them in between, 3 on this side, and then diagonally 3 on this side. If you were watching, you saw that I seeded these about a month or so ago. Let's just see what it tells us. The 25th. So yeah, well, today's the 27th, so about 4 weeks ago. And I wanted to show you that, and I also showed you that as I was planting them kind of shallow, and then adding soil to it. And excuse me, I was pinching the little leaves off and adding, I had it to about here the first time, and then I added this amount. And I was going to go ahead and add more soil and keep going, but I really want to get these in the ground. Now I've added the Miracle-Gro Shake and Feed, and that's supposed to feed them for 3 months. It has worm castings in it, believe it or not. They're starting to get organic. And so I've sprinkled a little of that in there. And I'm going to set this way down in so that it's really tough in there, a little tucked in tight. Okay, so we've covered up those, taken it right up to its own leaves. And we're going to put a little sticker in there. And these don't last. I mean, these are popsicle or ice cream sticks. And I'll show you another one. And again, you're going to you can pinch these little leaves off, because the tomato is a very unique plant. It has all kinds of like little hairs on it. Every one of those hairs has the ability to become a root. And of course, the more roots, the more access it has to drawing up nutrients, right? And so it's got the ability to take nutrients from the air, from the sun, but it also has the great ability to have a wonderful root system. So, continuing along, I had Sweet Alyssum and Bok Choy. I don't think my bok choy came up in this one, and it's a Purple Lady bok choy. Again, heirloom seeds from Baker's Creek. But here you can see Here's the beginning of a little bok choy, and the sweet alyssum is purple. And the name of this is Purple Lady, so I thought this would be a lavender and this would be the purple, would be really pretty around these Asian pears. And then again on this side I've dotted marigolds, a good companion plant to go with your tomatoes, because the tomato seems to attract the tomato hornworm. And the way it works is the moth, I can't think of the name of the moth, it wouldn't be the tomato hornworm moth, but I guess it could be. But anyway, she would be the one flying over, and they smell the tomato leaves. They smell the tomato plant itself. And so they go and they lay their eggs on there. And then, of course, then their eggs become, go through their cycle, and they become the tomato hornworm. And they will eat a tomato plant down like it's ice cream on a hot day. So the marigolds act as a confusion. It's a companion plant, but it acts as a confusion for the moth flying over. It doesn't smell the tomato, it smells the marigold and says, I don't think that's what I want to lay my eggs on. That doesn't sound like a good nursery for me, so I'll just keep on going. So a good companion plant for your tomatoes would be to plant marigolds in between, and I think these are real pretty. I've been digging in this yard for 14 years, and would you believe I just pulled this out, and it was probably only about 6 inches down, and it's just a big hunk of concrete that was moved into place when the developer, this is all preserved behind us, and they had to raise this level up to make it, available to build on. And so there's a concrete wall here. It's just, more concrete blocks and put together. And then, of course, our aluminum fence. But if you were to fall over down there, it's about an 10-foot drop. And so anyway, that when they had to raise up this land, they brought in everything that they could. And of course, most developers aren't going to want to pay for high-end soil. So they just, whatever the fill was that they could get is the cheapest. So I have been pulling out rocks. I threw a couple over there because they were quite large. One other thing I wanted to show you, although isn't that looking nice? My little bloom fell off. For those of you who saw me out here the other day, the little bloom fell off, but I'm not actually sure if anything will come behind it. So to tally it up, I have 12 tomatoes, 12 marigolds, and 6 of the purple ladies with sweet alyssum. And I think that would look really pretty. The other thing I would like to do is maybe plant in the center of each one. I have some basil seeds that are coming up, and I was thinking of putting in some basil. I really want like a really nice full look out here, but I really want to leave enough air that they can grow nicely and they don't have a problem of mold. If I see any leaf miner, I will just pick it off and try and work with it organically. This is the other Asian pear, and it seems to be just coming out real nice. I'm pleased with that one. The one at the other end hasn't broken leaf yet, and I'm holding my breath. I'm saying some Hail Marys on that one because I don't see anything that really looks viable. But I always think that I should start a series called I Used to Throw That Away. And over the years, the older I get, I throw less away. It's not that I'm getting dirty, it's just that I'm finding a second and third use for all these different things. I used to if I was digging up a section, straightening out a section. Over there, I took out all of that was sod that I had. Originally, this was all laid in sod. And all of this sod, as we call it here in Florida, when they actually lay it, it's not seed, it's actually laid in sod. And I'll show you a section, which I'm not going to be able to lift it up because we've had irrigation and it's wet. But here, now a lot of that has come out, the soil, but whenever it's pulled up, think of all that good soil. It's been fertilized, yes, with chemicals, but a few years ago we switched to Milorgamite, which is a organic fertilizer, and so all of that would be wasted. It would just be thrown away. I'd throw it over the back because it's organic and it will break down in that preserve. It's nothing bad for the preserve, it's actually good for it. So this time, as I'm doing this, and I'm thinking, why am I throwing all of this away? Let me just show you. Oh, there's that pretty apple blossom. She's so lovely this morning. Here, all of this. All of this. Now I have weeds coming up because we're in Florida and weeds just grow year-round. They slow down in the winter, but they don't stop. So I have all of this. And what I was doing was anytime I saw any weeds anywhere where I didn't have something growing, this is spinach, if I saw weeds, I'd just turn the sod on its face side and I turned it over. And along with because I had sod over, I'm sorry, let me say it again. I had sod over here, and I had thought that if I put cardboard and grass clippings down on top of the sod, that it would kill the sod eventually, and it would be just really easy. I could actually plant into it or whatever. That might have worked if I had had a month or 2 or 3 or a whole season, but I was antsy and I wanted to get this job done in a week or so. So whenever I pulled out all of that cardboard and grass clippings, I just laid everything over here. And now this is going to break down, and as it breaks down, that's soil, because this is irrigation. This is one of our irrigation heads that comes up. And I used to have really tall things growing here, and so this was a riser so that the irrigation wasn't irrigating just the back of a shrub. It will actually come up and then spray forward. This grass will break down. The sod, the soil will rinse off of it and will rinse down into that bed. In the same time, this will kind of snuff out the weeds that are growing. So it's hopefully a good thing, and hopefully it will work for me. And so in the next week or 2, I'll start to pull out the grass. And as Rick comes back here every Monday and he's cutting what is left of our lawn, I'll just throw some of this as it dries off. I'll just throw it in the path, and then he can mow over that, and then I will have my grass clippings to add to the big compost pile that's down there at the end. So that's the program. That's the way I'm thinking things are going, and I just wanted to share with you what I'm doing on a lovely Sunday morning. And I hope that you all are finding something that's beautiful and healthy and makes you feel good, because this certainly does it for me. So garden what you've got. I hope you have a chance to get out there. I hope you'll subscribe, ring the bell, and share with your friends. And I hope you'll watch till the end. So take care, everybody, and have a great day. Bye-bye.